Hello again, Rick here, a game master for the Hammer of the Gods and a writer for Even Footing Games, and this is my second playtest of the solo version of Babies and Broadswords that I wrote, One Baby, One Broadsword. I think the biggest thing that on this playthrough is different is I've lowered the stats of the average monsters. Face cards will be the normal 5-3-2, but the more common cards, the numbered cards, are all going to be 3-2-1, which, if you haven't played Babies and Broadswords, probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But check out some of the character creation videos where we talk a little bit more about that over on the Even Footing Games YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to, again, just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to play Bob the Barbabian. And I'm going to keep the same big three. I am going to roll new for my misfortunes, though. Okay. So we've got 11 for our ouchies. We've got 8 for our grumps. We've got 4 for our tummy aches. Which are mostly better, except tummy aches is a little bit worse than the first playthrough, which is fine. I mean, Bob made it through. It was pretty close. It was a little iffy there. Made it through until he got noped out by the toilet monster. But, you know, it's just how it goes sometimes. So again, I'm going to start off with my dice roll as I'm traveling to the first room of the dungeon. I got a 5. So, let's see. 5. You come across a grown-up. Are they friendly, or do you have to sneak and hide to get past them? I'm gonna say he comes across a janitor, and yeah, he's got to sneak, and I mean, he's not very precocious, so he doesn't do a great job of sneaking, but the janitor really just doesn't seem to care. So while he is humming some kind of like not Mission Impossible tune, totally not actually being sneaky, but manages to sneak by without the janitor stopping and questioning anything. And we'll go to our first encounter, which is the 6 of clubs. Clubs seem to be a theme so far. So, clubs are creatures much bigger than you. So, last time we did 5-3-2, which is kind of the standard whenever you're making a baby in Babies and Broadswords for your big 3 stats, and you choose where it goes, but it's already pre-assigned for the random monsters, random creatures. So the adventurousness will be a 3, cuteness will be a 1, and precociousness will be a 2. So let's see. 6. Oh yeah. Okay. So 6, the prompt is a bag of tricks. This trickster doesn't do much on its own, but it always brings a pal. Draw another card, and whatever it brings along does an extra sneaky point of damage. So, ooh, we got the Ace of Clubs. So, yeah, these are 2 very large creatures. And so the Ace, again, we had this last time. Well, we had an Ace last time. The prompt is the Ace of Spades, or whatever. This creature is extra scary and does 1 point of Nopes damage in addition to any other type. So it does 1 point of Nopes damage and an extra sneaky point of damage. So, I need to specify. I'm going to say it does whatever kind of damage it does an extra 1 of that. Okay. Alright, so because adventurousness is its highest. Okay, so I'm gonna say the first one with the bag of tricks is some sort of like some adult who had come in to do like a free show for the kids, mostly for the rich kids, let's be honest, because Lady Chastity really doesn't care about anybody who doesn't have the money to keep the place running. And so this magician had a bag of tricks. They brought along their assistant. Their assistant, I'm gonna say they're like an Igor type. So they're like older, kind of hunched over, they just have like a creepy look to them. They just seem like, especially to babies, old people tend to be kind of scary. So yeah, it's not even like objectively to an adult, they're not really scary, but to a baby, wrinkly face, hunched over, old, making all kinds of weird noises. Yeah, that's terrifying. So since babies get to go first, we're gonna do, ooh, okay. All right, so I did say that face cards, which includes ace, do have the 5-3-2. So we both have a 5 in adventurousness. And we got the same thing. So as Bob is swinging his wiffle ball bat, his spiked wiffle ball bat, just wildly, doesn't manage to do a whole lot, but he does 1 point of ouchie damage to the Igor. Oh, and I do need to roll. No, I don't. Just kidding. Okay. So Igor is going to come in and just be talking about how when he was my age, he was much braver and much cooler. Wow. Okay, we both got 1s. So yeah, he does 1 point of ouchies. But he does an extra point of ouchie damage because of the magician. And then he does 1 point of nopes damage. Yeah, because he's extra scary and old. So Bob's gonna just keep right at it, going into his Barbabian rage. Oof, okay. Bob does no damage because he got 1 lower than Igor, whichever. He answers to both. As I'm gonna say Igor just like kind of grabs the end of the wiffle ball bat and is just like, hey there, knock that off, put somebody's eye out. And then he's just gonna like push it back at Bob. Ooh, okay. So he does 1 point of ouchie damage, 2 points because he's got the sneaky guy. And then another point of nopes damage. Thankfully, my ouchies are pretty high, so I'm not even quite to my halfway point. But it's not a great start, to be fair. Alright. So as I get bonked in the face with my own wiffle ball bat, It's pretty embarrassing, but you know, Bob the Barbabian has definitely had worse. So he's going to keep swinging wildly. Swinging for the fences. This time I got, let's see, that's an 11 total. They got a 9. So I'm going to do 2 points of ouchies as I whack Igor in the kneecap with my wiffle ball bat. So he's looking pretty upset. And at that, he's gonna start chasing after, you know, I'm gonna say the other scary thing, to a baby at least, is that Igor has a walker. Or maybe he has like a cane with little tennis balls on the end. And so he's gonna start like shuffling towards. And why this old man is the assistant to this magician, I have no idea. Who knows? Ooh, okay. But Bob manages to block as he is just talking about these young whippersnappers. Because Igor got an 8, whereas Bob got another 11. Bob's gonna counter with his club and do no damage because there's like an epic duel of the wiffle ball bat and the cane. And so Igor's gonna come back. Yikes, that's gonna hurt. Bob is gonna regret that, as he's gonna take 4 points of ouchies. Bob is not having a good time. Now, one thing that I didn't mention last time, but it is in the rules for this solo game. If at any point you do feel like unsafe, or if you feel like your adventure is too dangerous, you can discard your current cards and run along to the next room. Bob is really thinking about running, but he's not going to just yet. So, took some damage there. Bob's gonna try one more with ball bat special. There we go. All right, so, oh shoot, I forgot to add in the extra damage last time. So we're down to 5 nopes, and it's 9 ouchies, 8, because I forgot about the extra guy. Yeah. So Bob's looking a little bit worse for wear than I even thought. So yeah, you know, he's probably gonna run here pretty soon if this next round doesn't already wipe him out. Yikes. It is. So Bob is gonna go to nap time as he hits his max ouchies. But the nice thing about Babies and Broadswords, and just the same in this, nap time does not mean, it's not like other TTRPGs where, you know, you die or the game's over and you have to reset. You're just going to nap time. So these ouchies, just Bob starts crying, runs off, and he goes and takes a nap somewhere in the dungeon. Doesn't go all the way back to his room because, you know, if you do that, you're not coming back to the dungeon. It's a long trek to get down here. But goes and takes a little nice nap. And we're gonna reset. So we're gonna roll some new misfortunes and hopefully, yikes. Okay. So my ouchies now, this time, are 6. My grumps are 9. So they've gone up even more. And my tummy aches are 7. So I cannot take very many ouchies. Especially for what I just encountered there. So hopefully Bob is a little bit smarter this time. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and draw our next card. Okay, we got the 2 of diamonds. So, diamonds are creatures smaller than you, and because this is not a face card, their adventurousness is a 2, their cuteness is a 3, and their precociousness is a 1. And 2, smells of poo. This creature is particularly stinky. Whether or not you take damage from it, you take 1 point of tummy ache damage because it is just gross. I'm gonna say this is a... I'm gonna say this is like an ooze of all kinds of just gross stuff from the bathroom floor. So it is sort of like, but totally not the same because, you know, we're not part of the OGL, but it's sort of like some kind of like pudding or slime or ooze from that other game that we don't talk about. And so, Bob, going first, is going to try to whack it with his wiffle ball bat. Okay, so Bob got a total of 10. They got a total of 8. So Bob does 2 damage. And because the adventurousness on this ooze is a 2, Bob immediately just one-shots this little oozy, slimy, gross guy. He does still take 1 point of tummy ache damage, which is a-okay because he's got more to take this time. So we're at 6. Okay. Draw our next card. We've got the 4 of diamonds. So, again, diamonds are creatures smaller than you. And 4, what a bore. This monstrosity is absolutely the worst thing to a baby. Boring. And if you take 1 point of damage from it, or if you take damage from it, you take 1 point of ouchies in addition to any other damage dealt. And so, again, not a face card, so it's got the 3, 2, 1. And let's see. So again, Bob going first. Attacking with adventurousness. He's just whacking with his club. So we're on a roll with that. So that's an 8 for me. And it's a 7 for them, so that's 1 point. And they're looking pretty rough because they can't take a whole lot. They can only take 2 ouchies. But it is going to, let's see, it's going to attack with cuteness. Oh, we both rolled 3s. So mine is a 6 and it has also a 6, so I take 1. And then I'm also going to take that should say grumps, not ouchies. So I'm going to take 2 points of grumps. Okay, and Bob doing his trusty wiffle ball bat. Oh, heck yeah. And, you know, I didn't say what this creature was. It's smaller than me, and it's boring. I'm going to say that this is a bookworm. And so it's just like this inchworm sized thing. It's got like really thick glasses, like Coke bottle with the big black frames. Somehow it has braces, even though worms don't have teeth. It has teeth and braces. And so like as Bob smacks this bookworm. It just kind of whimpers off as its ouchies have been fully ouched, and yeah, it's going off to find some books. All right, so Bob is doing much better this time. I think this might be a change for the better, so you can actually like play for a little longer without just losing. All right, we're gonna draw another card. This time, I've got the 5 of spades. So spades are creatures that are scary or gross, 2 in adventurousness, 1 in cuteness, 3 in precociousness, and you roll against your notes. And 5, it's alive. Man, there's a bunch we haven't gotten to. So, whatever this creature is, it appears to be a member of the undead. And because it is scary or gross, I'm gonna say this is... yeah, this is definitely a cultist. Smells like fish, has like sharp teeth, kind of scaly skin, really like slimy looking, wet. There's just like a puddle of water beneath wherever they go. But it is a spades. Yeah, scary or gross. But it is, you know, a baby, so it's not like huge or anything. And so Bob is going to smack at it. Oof. Alright, so it's got a 2 in adventurousness, it got a 7 total. Thankfully I've got 5, I got an 8, so I'm going to do 1 point of ouchies. Yeah. And it is... I'm going to have to roll against my nopes, which are back to 8. And I rolled right at 8, so I don't lose anything. A little bit uncomfortable. Feels like I might have to pee, but still good for now. Alright. On its turn, it is going to... ooh, it's coming at me with precociousness, my worst stat. It got a 9, I got a 7, so I'm going to take 2 points of tummy aches. So I am almost at half of my max. But yeah, you know what? Even though it came up and it was kind of sneaky, and it like, I'm gonna say it just kind of like rubbed its fishy finger underneath Bob's nose, so that he's got that gross fishy smell, and that definitely turned his tummy a little bit. But you know what? Bob is pretty like quick on his feet, and he's just gonna smack at this fishy guy. And Bob got a 6. He got 7. Okay, so Bob doesn't do anything. He somehow just like totally whiffs it with the wiffle ball bat. And he's going to again use its precociousness to come after Bob. Alright, so we both rolled a 1. It has a 3. Bob has a 2. So yeah, he's going to take another point of tummy aches. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Bob's tummy's pretty upset at this point. Feeling like he might need to go to the potty pretty soon. And not number 1 at this point. But we're going to try and whack him again. So I got a total of a 7. And they got a 6. So that is another 1. Which means that fishy cultist is donezo. And I think that's a pretty good place that Bob is going to say, you know what, I've got a pretty upset tummy at this point. think I'm gonna head back and maybe call it a day. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy, and hopefully you'll check out One Baby, One Broadsword when it comes out.